So today we are going to do a Star Wars ranking video. Today I'm going to be doing the top 10 favorite characters in all of Star Wars. And how's everyone doing today? I'm Keith, and let's talk some Star Wars. And this list is very difficult to make because I like a lot of characters in Star Wars. So if you think your list is probably going to be different. If you want to change anything in the list, comment down below your list. I'll love to see it because it's probably my list is probably going to change because like I said, it was very difficult to make this list. I've changed characters out, characters in, and it just got difficult for me, but maybe I'll do another couple videos where I do different top 10 favorite characters in different eras. I'll probably do that, but this is all, in general, Star Wars for all characters throughout all movies. So, without further ado, here we go. Number 10. Number 10, we have Rey, and you may be saying, why did I put Rey at number 10? Well, I didn't want to put her any lower, because, generally, I do like Rey. I was actually going to make a whole other video based off of how I like Rey and how, she has her ups. She has more ups and downs or whatever, but I was not going to make that video because I was going to make this video, so what was the point of me reiterating myself? Maybe if the whole Rey, people hate Rey, and I'll make a video, but right now I'm not, so I'm just going to say why I like Rey. Mostly because she is overpowered. I mean, she is a Mary Sue, which is basically someone who is liked, who is overpowered for no reason. In the movies, she has no lineage to the Skywalker family. She has no, connection. Only connection she has to Kylo Ren or Ben because she read her mind, or his mind, and there's no way to actually know about that unless you read the novelization of The Force Awakens, which I don't, which not a lot of people do. Which they should explain in the movie, which they didn't, which I think in The Last Jedi they kinda did, but Snoke kinda said, like, oh yeah, your minds are connected, and that's basically it. Or he bridged your minds, so let's just assume that Rey has the same powers as Kylo Ren, but Rey does not deserve anything, but I would have Rey in a battle because of how overpowered she is. I like her enthusiasm, I like how she's curious about herself and where she wants to be. She's basically a satire on the Star Wars as we know right now, because she tries to go for training by Luke. She doesn't get many answers. She gets a little bit of training, but it doesn't really help her at all. She just gets the Skywalker lightsaber for whatever reason. Even though she questions, like, she doesn't want the lightsaber in The Force Awakens. She doesn't want the lightsaber yet. She eventually gets it. I kind of forget why she wanted it, again. Probably to save Finn or whatever, to save their butts, but hey, double butt, but I like Rey, I like her character. Hopefully in episode 9 they fix her so other people will like her, because right now I can see why people hate her. That's why she's on number 10, because she does, everyone else in this list deserves to be on this list. Like I said, this list was very difficult to make, and I decided to put Rey at number 10. Number 9. So, Finn, or FN2187, is number 9. The reason why is because I do like Finn more than Rey, because he's different from everyone else. He was an ex-stormtrooper. That's something that we've never seen before. They basically humanize stormtroopers by also undoing it, because Finn kills his friends, or his other stormtroopers. And he basically is kind of a psychopath, because he puts Phasma down like a action packer and kind of taunts her, which is kind of weird, because he also leads the destruction of Starkiller Base, which kills hundreds of thousands of more stormtroopers. So he basically killed a lot of people of his own kind, his family and friends, that he knew since birth, I would assume. Unless there's some sort of Finn movie, or a comic book based off of Finn, or even stormtroopers in general, to understand why Finn has his mindset. I like his character, even though in The Last Jedi he isn't really that much developed. He still is pretty good, because his character development in The Last Jedi is him learning to be with the Resistance and not running away, because in The Last Jedi he was running away still, even though he had a whole journey in The Force Awakens. He did almost die. He wasn't like, oh, I'm gonna take revenge on Kylo Ren because he almost paralyzed me, which he should have been paralyzed, but I guess not, but he still probably wants the vengeance. But he decides to just run away again. And because he's scared of the First Order, he knows what they'll do. I mean, they just First Order killed 5 planets. They just blew up 5 planets, so I can see why Finn is scared of them. But I like Finn, and that's why he's on number 9. And hopefully, again in episode 9, he gets more character development. I hope that he meets like other stormtroopers or ex-stormtroopers who are like him, where they just left the First Order. I hope he like starts an army of of X stormtroopers and fight with the Resistance to take down the First Order. I think that'd be really cool to see. Hopefully that happens in Episode 9. Maybe even it'll be higher up. I don't know. We'll see. But number 8. Number 8 is Yoda, Grandmaster Yoda. You know, I love Yoda. Whenever I think of Star Wars, I think of Yoda. Whenever I see Yoda on screen or in any media, you feel safe. I feel safe with Yoda. I feel like I'm going to be taught something from him. And throughout all the video games, throughout all the movies, it's incredible how he kind of always stays the same. He's either the funny Yoda,
R2,
or the serious Yoda. That's kind of the only two that you kind of get of Yoda, which is fine, because he can do that. It's not really breaking character. If you see Yoda doing something silly or funny or making a joke, it's not really out of character, because he did that in Empire Strikes Back. The first time I ever see Yoda, he was making jokes. If you're watching it through movie releases first, not number order, but Yoda is beloved by everyone. The only reason he's on so low on the list isn't because I don't like him, it's because there's a lot of other characters that I like that are above him, because that's how I made the list. It's my personal opinion. So Yoda is, like I said, beloved by everyone, and I think, you know, I think everyone has him on his top 10 list, because that's how likable he is. There's nothing bad about him. He's a badass Jedi, he's a badass hermit, he's a badass Force ghost, you know, so he basically does anything cool, and he always has some wisdom to tell, whether it be Anakin, Luke, Obi-Wan, anyone. He just gives wisdom, and that's why he's on number 8. So, number 7. Lando Calrissian is at number 7. And, this is where the list starts to get, more into the characters that I like number 8 through, well, to the rest of the list. I like these characters, and I can flip-flop them, because they really don't matter. It's just placement. So, Lando Calrissian is number 7, and, he's probably the coolest black guy in the galaxy. I know I'm a racist up 2019, can't say that. Nope. He's the coolest individual in the galaxy. Not the coolest black guy, so you gotta, you know, please the audiences here, but the Lando is pretty cool. I actually realized this looking at the footage from Empire Strikes Back. Lando isn't technically a bad guy, which you may think, oh yeah, Lando's technically a bad guy, he's a smuggler, he's like Han, he's doing these bad things, smuggling and all kind of stuff, working for the Empire, but I think Lando just got blackmailed in Empire Strikes Back by Vader. That's why I just think happened. And that kind of makes his character more kind of believable on his side, because, you know, he's not doing it intentionally, kind of bringing the end to these characters, you know, leaving the cliffhanger of Empire Strikes Back. It's more, he got manipulated by Vader, and, he basically got fooled, because that's what Sith Lords do. They manipulate people's minds, they trick them, and, Lando was a victim of that, but he's only been in 2 movies, and he's been in countless video games. But in the 2 movies, he made his mark as the best friend of Han. He was in the Falcon, and, you know, as I say, actually 3 movies if you count Solo, but Solo we see a backstory of Lando, we see more of his smuggler days, which is a good thing to see, because I always wanted to know what was Lando like before he got Cloud City by winning a bet, because in Battlefront 2 it says, like, he won the administrator of Cloud City by winning a bet. Lando didn't know what to do with it, but he learned responsibility. Yeah, I'm responsible these days, so it's the price you pay for being successful, you know, that good old line. Just don't know what else to say about him, but the fact that he's really cool and that I would rely on him if we're ever in a battle on him, or even a space battle, because he blew up the second Death Star. That gives him a lot of credibility here. He blew up a Death Star. You know, he's like Luke, that gives him great credibility. So I think that's why he's on number 7. So, number 6. Number 6 is the mighty Chewbacca, and Chewie is probably the best Wookiee you can probably ask for. He is very strong, he ripped people's arms off, and he's probably the best co-pilot. If I ever own a ship, I would want Chewbacca to be my co-pilot, because he's very useful, he's very good with fixing the Falcon. even though he is loud, he probably sheds a lot. It's fine, you know. Chewbacca's fine. I can deal with it. You know, bring me to cleaners. I wonder if there's like a space vet that just works on Chewbacca. I wonder if Han has to take Chewie to like a space vet if ever gets like a disease or whatever, he gets rabies, space rabies. But who knows? That'll be a fun comic to look at if they ever make that into a comic book. But the reason why Chewbacca's on number 6 because he's a loyal companion, a loyal, good side character to the overall story. You can, because he's also an icon in Star Wars. Whenever you think of Star Wars, one of the things you may think about is Chewbacca, because he is so unique that he is a Wookiee, an alien species that is part of a main character. And in 1977, like the technology to actually make a Wookiee is kind of incredible, considering that there was controversy that he was supposed to wear pants. Silly as that may seem, but yeah, Chewbacca's at number 6. Again, I don't know what else to say about him. A lot of this list from 8 and up, I like these characters, and I would place them anywhere, you know, vice versa. So that's all I gotta say about Chewbacca. Number 5. Number 5 is Princess Leia, and Leia is the badass princess who can take her own command. Leia is pretty good. I like her character because she is different from the rest of the other female characters I see in other movie franchises, where she isn't like a background character, she's more of a front and center character where you can actually, you know, she's part of the story, main story, in all of the 5 movies, or even technically 6 movies that she's going to be in. She basically does take control. She's a general. She's in the battlefield rather than being behind the desk or table, kind of giving out commands. She was a princess, and now she's a general of the Resistance, leading the Resistance into battle because she knew that Kylo Ren was like going to the dark side, and Snoke was out there for the First Order, and the Republic was like, nah, you're just we don't count you as a credibility because you're the daughter of Vader. You're the offspring of the evil man, but turns out they all died, and Leia was right. But that's why I like Leia, because she knows when things are bad. Maybe because she's force sensitive, but she knows when things are going to go one way or the other, because she's a smart general and a woman. So that's why she's at number 5. Number 4. Number 4 is Obi-Wan Kenobi. Now, Obi-Wan is a very, very good character to me, because he's my favorite in the prequels. I like him in the prequels. That's what makes the prequels good. In the original trilogy, he is a great mentor in the first ever Jedi we see in the original trilogy, as an old kind of hermit, even though he isn't technically old, he's like 50 years old, but because the timing and all that kind of stuff, he looks like he's in his 70s, which is true because he is in his 70s, but look, Obi-Wan's a good character. From the moment he was in Episode 1, you like him. I like how Obi-Wan's basically like a superhero sometimes, because in Revenge of the Sith, he's like fighting Grievous, and it's like, he's basically a superhero. He just does not give a crap. You know, it's been 3 years of non-stop warfare. He just goes after him. He does not care. He doesn't care what droids are in his way. He doesn't care what obstacles are in the way. He just goes on a full-on rampage, try to kill Grievous. He kicks him. Obi-Wan kicks a metal cyborg 7-foot creature. Like, how cool is that? He even fights Anakin. He takes his lightsaber. He fought the most powerful person in the galaxy, all by using his mind. He's not violent towards, like, he's not aggressive. He doesn't use his power with a lightsaber to win battles. He uses his mind to kind of trick the enemy into, you know, giving up their position until he can deal blows to attack them with serious damage. And it's why I like Obi-Wan, because he isn't like a regular Jedi. He's not like Anakin, where he can just devour droids or enemies by using sheer force. Like I said, he can use his mind to kind of wait for the enemy to get weak, or strike in weak points, in order to defeat the enemy. And even when he's a Force ghost, he gives advice to Luke. He's very wise. He's a wise man. Even though his master, Qui-Gon Jinn, died early on, Obi-Wan tried his best to teach Anakin, which eventually, that's probably why Anakin fell to the dark side, because Obi-Wan gave all his knowledge that he knew over to Anakin, which probably wasn't enough, but that was all due to Duels of the Fate, where things could have been changed. So that's why I like Obi-Wan Kenobi. He's a cool character. He has the best lines, the best memes, and let's go to number 3, shall we? Number 3 is Luke Skywalker, the son of Anakin. And I really like Luke. He is the character to be. He's basically a farm boy to a Jedi Knight. That's basically what he is. And I know he makes it. The Last Jedi ruined him. I say no to that. His character's been enhanced in a new, different way. Besides, Luke is pretty good. He's the character that everyone wants to be. Every boy, every girl wants to be Luke Skywalker. Because he starts out from nowhere, and he becomes the greatest Jedi ever, even though his lineage makes him powerful, but he basically is determined to be a Jedi. In Empire Strikes Back, where Luke is talking to Yoda, Yoda's like, no, I'm not going to train you. He's too old. And Luke's really determined to get trained by Yoda, because he learned so much, he got this far, and eventually Yoda gave in and taught Luke, but then he kind of defied Yoda and went to Bespin and saved his friends, which then he got his hand chopped off and learned that he was, Darth Vader's father. But I really like Luke. Luke is probably the reason why he's number 3, not like number 1 or number 2, is because you'll see why. But I like him. It's just that he's not as like I would love to be Luke. All right, these top 3, I would love to be these characters. That's kind of thing. I would love to be these 3 characters, but this is kind of like the third pick that I would like to be. Like if I had to choose any character I want, he would be number 3 to be. Now, let's go on to number 2. Number 2 is both Anakin and Darth Vader, mostly because they're the same person, and I decided to do that, because I had to combine both of them together. So Anakin and Darth Vader are the same person, but I should probably go over why I like Anakin. So Anakin is the most powerful Jedi ever. Even though in Episode 1, he doesn't really shine that much. I mean, he does blow up the Trade Federation base, which kind of remarkable that an 8-year-old or 9-year-old boy, they managed to do that, but he is the chosen one. He's very powerful in the Force. He just doesn't know it yet. In Episode 2, yeah, Anakin is a cringy. I don't like Attack of the Clones for that reason, because everything with Anakin and Padme are like just cringy dialogue. Episode 3 saves kind of the Anakin Skywalker character, because they made Anakin like this really good character. Even in the Clone Wars, he is seen as a really, great Jedi, a great friend to be. I would love to be Anakin's friend, even though eventually he would turn on the dark side and probably kill me, but if I don't join with him. But hey, Anakin's still a good guy. I don't blame him. He tried to save his wife from death, which he failed at, which is why then he turned to Darth Vader, which Darth Vader is the iconic villain. Probably when you think of Star Wars, you think of Darth Vader. That's basically it. So Darth Vader is pretty badass. Even though he doesn't kill a lot of bad guys, like, or the rebels. I don't know why I say bad guys, but he doesn't really kill the enemy team all that much. I mean, besides the fact in Rogue One where he went and slaughtered all the rebels, and he blew up a couple of rebel ships, he doesn't really, he kills a lot of his own men, just for because he is that much of a scary guy, because Vader, mostly because the reason why he's on number 2, because Vader is very intimidating. There are only a few characters in movies where I feel intimidated, and Vader is one of those characters where I just feel intimidated. When in Rogue One, when he was walking up to Krennic, I felt intimidated, because this is the first time I've seen Vader in a new movie ever, and he feels so intimidating. And it's just, even in the original trilogy, he just feels intimidating to just look at. And whatever he does, he just looks intimidating. So that's why he's on number 2. So without further ado, let's just go on to number 1, shall we? Number 1 is Han Solo. Now, Han Solo is number 1. And you may say, why is Han number 1? Why did you choose him? Well, from a long time ago, I really loved the character of Han Solo. I love Harrison Ford, who plays Han Solo. I even like Harrison Ford as the actor. I like both of them. And I did say a couple videos ago that I do like Han Solo the most. So if you watch that, then you already would know why I like Han Solo. But going into more depths, I like Han Solo because he gets the ship, he gets the girl, he has a Wookiee companion, which is basically his bodyguard. He gets his last name through the Empire, which is pretty cool, even though a lot of people don't like that. He is pretty cool. He won the Falcon by basically doing the same thing that Lando did, which was cheat his way through, which is what smugglers are supposed to do. He shows their smuggler nature. No matter what he does, he always stays a smuggler, which is the one thing I like, because in Solo, Bucket, I think his name is, Bucket, I think, said, like, you're in this, if you go into this business, you're in it for life, which is true, because even as an old man, he is still a basically smuggling, mostly because I think because his Falcon's lost and his son's turned to the dark side, that's probably why he went back to smuggling, because that's what he's good at, that's what his kind of mindset is like, he's always going back to smuggling, which is completely and utterly fine. That doesn't really ruin the character of Han Solo, because even in the new canon, he's always going back to smuggling. He's kind of going smuggling, then going to the rebels, fighting as a general. And I was kind of mad that he died in The Force Awakens, but then I realized that we can really look at his life now, and from start to finish, and you can see how good of a character he is. A lot of my charm, the way I act, kind of derives from Han, in a way, from everyone else that I've kind of got inspired by. Han is like the most I get inspired by, because he's just a really cool character to just be. And I like how Solo is kind of seeing how he got to that point. And I hope they do make a trilogy. Even though I want it to be one movie, I think it's going to be a trilogy if they are going to do it. Because Solo bombed in the box office, so I don't think they're going to do a Solo 2 or a Solo 3. So that's kind of disappointing. But whatever, we still have the original trilogy, we still have Solo, we still have The Force Awakens as kind of credible movies that show Han being a very good character, a very notable character, you know, because he is a side character. You don't see Han in the original film, A New Hope, until like an hour into the movie, which is kind of crazy. I remember I looked how many DVD player, an hour in, you see Han. That's basically, so you basically have an hour with Han. He makes the most kind of memorable performance, because Han is a pretty cool character. Harrison Ford is a cool actor. He's a cool guy. I wish I could meet Harrison Ford, but that probably will never happen. But maybe one day, I don't know. But that's why Han Solo is #1 on my top 10 list. So that is my top 10 favorite Star Wars characters. Like I said in the beginning of the video, what is your top 10 list? Yours is obviously going to be different than mine. Like, I can see a lot of people's top 10 list, Anakin or Darth Vader or Luke's going to be at #1, because they're the more famous characters rather than Han. But what do you guys think? Do you like my top 10 list? What would you change? That's my question for you. So, without further ado, I'm going to go now, so bye.
Yeah, I confess, Father, I confess.